Hi there, welcome to the Mimic Chest, the secret monthly podcast we do for patrons only, unless we decide to make it available for everyone else, as we do sometimes. And the premise of the Mimic Chest is we mimic other, generally better podcasts. And we used to have a pretty good run of mimicking my brother, and me, until Yahoo Answers quite deservedly stopped being a thing. So now we troll the Reddit boards of Am I the Asshole so that we can still offer advice to people who maybe don't need advice, maybe just, I don't know, maybe just need to get off the internet and stop bothering us with their weird problems. But then we wouldn't have a podcast. Speaking of podcasts, who do we have with us today? We have myself, Steve Wetherill. We have Emily Kaplan, Robert Bevan, and Misty Massey. Hello.
Hey.
Hello, friend.
Hi.
Did we all have fun trolling the Am I the Asshole thread?
Very briefly.
Yes.
I was in a hurry to get something before we started recording.
Professional as always. I found it mostly crammed up with very tedious Thanksgiving problems. It's like, I don't give a shit about whether you like your grandma's pie or not, and neither should you, and neither should your grandma. Life is too short. But I've managed to find a couple of weird ones. So I'll start, if nobody else minds. Okay. Am I the asshole for banning my fiancé from showering with me? I, 26 female, have banned my fiancé, 28 male, from showering with me indefinitely. Part of the reason this one's weird is the phrasing. Some very odd phrasing. We usually tend to shower with each other every other day. One day together, one day alone is our specific routine. As we get up at the same time, and my back can get exfoliated dexterously. Oh, we'll unpack that later. Whilst there are many benefits to showering with a significant other, we both are not avid talkers in the early morning. So we just freshen up, shower, make tea, and go to our backyard to watch the sunrise. After our routine, we become avid talkers, therefore elated. Until a couple of days ago, when we had our shower together and he joined me at the midway point. Even though he had had a shower before me. He began to dry himself off in the shower and got upset at me for getting him wet when I was washing my hair, even though there was plenty of space behind me. I told him to get out and dry off like a sane human being. He proceeded to think what he did made sense and told me he doesn't want to. Maybe it's the early morning time that made me do something so backwards, or made him do something so backwards, but I had to ban him from showering with me indefinitely. He thinks I'm being overly harsh because showering with me made his mornings better. But I still think what I did was reasonable. From doing such a foolish thing, am I the asshole?
No.
Talks like an alien.
But there, there wasn't even a warning system. Feels like there should be like
A couple of two
warnings.
strikes you're out maybe.
Yeah, before a lifetime ban. That does seem pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Not lifetime, just indefinitely.
Indefinitely. Yeah.
She could lift the sanctions.
Just till she gets past it.
Yeah, or until her back heals or something.
Exfoliated dexterously.
There you go.
He must have like a really coarse, hairy chest or something.
Maybe?
I don't know.
Ah, yeah, okay.
But
that's
she says
what she's
dexterously,
talking
and I assumed like
His hairy palms.
about.
you don't have to be dexterous if you're scrubbing someone else's back. It's your own back you got to worry about, and they've got that figured out. This seems to me like they've got a good system going. One day off, one day on. They enjoy it.
I'm not sure about that. What's the point of that? Either you enjoy showering together or not. Why do you need a break between showering together?
Or maybe they shower only every other day. Maybe they're...
No.
Yeah.
They said one day they take their separate showers and one day they shower together. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Just a little weird.
It could be anything. Could be work schedules or,
No, because they go watch the sunrise.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't know what their being talkative has to do with it. It's not like if you're showering together, it's not for the conversation. Yeah, that's only.
Well, and I should point out that on Reddit, a lot of times people use words that really don't mean what they thought they meant. So, who knows what she thinks
Exfoliating
dexterously
Conversation
means.
could be
Yeah.
fucking.
Like,
No.
I was gonna say, like, what? What does showering mean? Or
Well, I was going to say, like, the individual showers make sense because no matter how good your relationship is, you never really get over wanking, do you? So you're going to need that time. I do like the fact that we're not avid talkers. They're just getting up and showering together in complete silence. So,
Probably some grunting or something.
these people are harmlessly weird. But
I feel like this is right in line with those joint toilets. You know, the couple toilets, like two that are
Ew.
stuck
I don't
together.
feel that way at all.
No.
One of those seems exceptionally creepy and weird. And
one of them seems more
the other
reasonable
is-
than the other. Yeah.
yeah,
It's the new Sesame Street thing.
One
One of
things.
these things is not like the other.
I've never wanted to take a dump alongside a partner.
Yeah. I don't know anyone who's that synced
Nope.
up with their partner. But
Well, the singer Meghan Trainor famously has one of these dual toilets built for two, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe I am super private, but I feel like showering should be as
Oh.
private as going to the
I
bathroom.
thought you were going to say maybe I'm
Okay.
super private, but I don't want to hold hands with someone while I'm shitting. But,
Well, that too.
well, they have the private shower time and they have the bonding shower time. I don't know. I think that's nice. I mean, there's no real reason to shower together. You're not saving water. You're not really saving time because they just kind of go off and watch the sunrise afterwards. So they're not in a hurry.
And I'm assuming it's one of those box showers, where you just step in, not like a shower in a tub. So-
Maybe. I don't know.
Probably.
Because
It sounds
otherwise,
pretty
how would
roomy.
he have any room to dry off?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
apparently not roomy enough, Bevan, because he wasn't able to dry off in the shower without getting wet.
But
And,
he thought he would be able to until she
he
started
seemed to
whipping
do
her
it.
hair around.
Was she doing that
I
deliberately?
whip my hair back and
It sounds like she has a real problem with the concept of drying off while you're still in the shower, but that's a good way to not slip over and die. And like they're in their 20s now, but that's going to become more of a risk as they get older. So best practice, maybe dry off in
No,
the
you,
shower.
you have a mat outside.
maybe he was trying to use the hair dryer.
Maybe he
While
was
the
trying
shower's
to use
going.
the toaster.
He's sitting there making breakfast in the shower like a lunatic. Well, that would be completely reasonable. It's a health hazard and also probably not hygienic. But no, maybe it's a tub shower. Maybe they have to step out. Maybe they haven't worked out the bath mat thing. Not getting water everywhere when you get out of the shower. It's not the end of the world, but I can see the logic of doing it. But maybe not while somebody else is in the shower. And
They're
again,
definitely splitting up.
this seems
She just hasn't
Yeah.
told him yet.
This is very much a first world problem.
there are more healthy conversations to have. If things aren't working, maybe like never shower with me again, you dry idiot, isn't the way to go. But I don't know. To me, she sounds like a very particular person, and it seems like they're a very particular couple. So maybe he's just fucking with a routine here, and maybe they had a good routine. Maybe he should respect that and not try and mix things up. Also, he was already mixing things up because he had his individual shower and then jumped in anyway, where they clearly have a 1 day on, 1 day off system.
Yeah, what was he
Yeah.
doing?
What the fuck do you think you are?
And some people are really hung up on their schedule and don't like a change.
This woman
so.
is dexterously hung up on her schedule.
You're, it's my shower time. You're supposed to be adjusting the blind so we can watch the sunrise.
Yeah, according to the
Right.
schedule.
I mean, if you've got a system and the system works, and then one day somebody goes, you know what? Anarchy. Then, I don't know. That is, you can't just spring that, I guess. If getting dried in the shower isn't a thing you do together, and you clearly have every morning mapped out in your weird alien life, then I went into this one thinking, yeah, she kind of is an asshole. That's a bit extreme, but as I get into the particulars of this, I don't know. I mean, they say after our routine, we become avid talkers, therefore elated. Why would he fuck with that? Why would he fuck with elation?
Maybe he was so dexterous that he thought he could get away with drying off in the shower.
Maybe that's what it is. It's
But
like, I've got this
he
mad...
flew too close to
Yeah.
the sun.
I've got this mad dexterity, and I'm just wasting it all on scrubbing your back. I can do more. Let me fly, woman.
It's on Reddit. It's am I the asshole or am I not the asshole? But there's also the option of everybody's the asshole. So I think that's the situation.
Is there an
here.
option for what the fuck? Please elaborate on your weird
There is
lifestyle.
if we say there is.
I do want just like a fly on the wall documentary of how these guys live their life. Like, do they watch the sun come up, and then they watch the sun go to noon, then they watch the sun go down in
And they're
silence.
sitting there and their eyes are bleeding.
They have dexterous conversations.
Dexterous conversations, elatedly so. It's a tricky one. I don't know. A system that works is good.
We have just enough information to judge them harshly, but not enough to actually figure anything out what's going on.
Yeah. I do like judging people. That's great. I think this is part of the attraction of this podcast. But I like to come to a healthy conclusion. And also, I'm kind of weirded out. I mentioned the masturbation thing earlier, but sex wasn't mentioned once, which is...
Let them have their privacy. You showered together for a reason. Like I said, it's not to conserve water.
Yeah, I know it's bonding, but you think she's been pretty thorough about everything so far. I assume she'd say like, and then at 5:15 we have sex for 8 minutes, and then we dry off, or at least we get the towel involved. But no, I'm up in the air on this one, to be honest. I went into this one thinking you're a fucking weirdo who just pulls words out of the ether when it suits you. But no, now I'm starting to think you had a good thing going on and you fucked with the system. But I do think it should be a case of like, all right, no more showering with me indefinitely until you get your fucking head together.
Yeah, until he what? What does he have
Not-
to
Clean
do?
up your act, mister.
Yeah.
You learn how to dry outside the shower.
Look, until
Buster.
until he refers to the written instructions they definitely have for their morning routine and memorizes them again and chooses not to fly in the ointment. I think he's unnecessarily fucking with something here.
I have one. I hope you don't mind if I switch, but I feel like it could be the same couple.
Okay, well, we'll
Oh,
move
yeah.
on to that, but first of all, we need a verdict. How are we voting on this?
I don't care about this. Like to judge anyone the asshole. I don't think there's an asshole in this.
You know
Because-
what?
I just think they're
cares?
both weird.
Yeah,
I think
weird is not an
somebody
asshole though.
needs
Right,
therapy.
right.
I don't think either of them are an asshole. I think just very particular, and I hope they find their perfect schedule again.
Maybe they need an outdoor.
Or a really good therapist.
They need an outdoor shower so they could watch the sunset at the same time.
Or a window.
No,
They're not going to get a therapist on their level at all.
No.
Therapist's not going to know what to do here. I mean, they've got it worked out. They've got a system. The therapist is going to say, okay, right,
Yeah.
don't dry yourself in the shower. It seems like that's the only problem you have in your very well thought out scheduled lives.
He'll say, "Don't dry yourself in the shower. That'll be $75. See you next
Yeah.
Tuesday."
Man,
but
these
why
therapists are great.
why do you think the guy did take a shower earlier? Is it because he masturbated earlier, so that when
Yeah.
he came to their shower together, he wasn't
No,
ready to
He
go,
still had one in the chamber.
or he wasn't ready to go, and
He still wanted to be on schedule, but he just woke up with a hard on. The guy's he's 28, Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And if that means wasting water and fucking with the schedule, I don't know. I don't think he's the asshole. I don't think she's the asshole. I'm glad they found each other. That's what I'm going with. Okay, let's move on to possibly the same couple.
Emily?
yeah, possibly the same couple. this one says, I'm just gonna get right into it. My um, boyfriend, 28 years old, she's 25, likes to be called daddy in bed while we're being intimate. I've obliged this request, but it's starting to creep me out, and I've decided I don't want to do it anymore. He's not happy with this and insists it has nothing to do with the connotation of the word. He simply enjoys hearing me say this. But since he wasn't budging on the issue, I told him I'd like for him to call me grandma in bed as a compromise. He didn't like this option and said it was giving him visuals he would prefer not to have, like, okay, join the fucking club. Anyway, the last time he tried to initiate intimacy with me, I started to refer to myself as grandma in the third person. Do you like when grandma does that, etc.? And he flew off the handle. Said I ruined the mood, made him feel gross, and I was being ridiculous. But I think I proved my point. Am I being the asshole?
Oh, she took a gamble there. Because what if he liked it?
Right?
It's like, yeah. Now put your hair in rollers and make those hands shaky.
Oh, she is my leader. I love her. Oh, that's
She has
perfect.
to bring a margarine container,
Oh
a
man.
recycled margarine container with
He brings a
cookies in it.
tray of shortbread.
Right.
I don't know. Well,
Could be leftovers, could be yarn. You don't know.
just crocheting negligee. Oh, man. Yeah, that could have backfired terribly.
Yeah. Although, there's probably a category for this on like porn sites. That
There's
Almost
definitely.
certainly, yeah.
the guilt.
Absolutely.
Sure.
There's no wider free market than porn. The customer is always right, even when they're terribly, terribly wrong.
I do feel like it was the previous couple, just like at the next level.
I don't think so.
No.
This
You don't think
this
so?
doesn't feel like a couple with structure.
She would have just said, "Well, that's not in the fucking itinerary, is it? You're barred from having sex with me indefinitely."
Go find your shower buddy somewhere else.
But well, stepping away though from the funny of it all, I think she was right to do what she did because he demanded something of her that she wasn't comfortable with, and when she indicated that she didn't want to, he pushed the issue anyway. So he deserves what he got.
Yeah, I mean,
So it just happens to be funny at the same time.
everybody's kind of into weird stuff, but you can't just kind of spring that on someone and expect them to be cool with it. If they're not, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, well, fair enough. Maybe just call me Michael or whatever his name is. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like poetic justice. Horrible poetic justice.
I'd like for you to call me Rabbi.
Well, there you go. It probably is about. I know, it's not about like, hey, think of your dad while I'm fucking you. It's about
Oh, God.
like power structures
Well,
and stuff. But it just.
That's what I was going to suggest. You could say, like you said, call me Michael if that's her father's name.
Oh, gee.
Oh God.
Oh, that's what I thought
That's
you
a
meant.
step too far. That'd be great. Call me daddy. No,
Yeah.
okay. Well, call me Michael. What?
Call me Mr. Johnson.
No.
I'm gonna write a parody of that movie, Call Me by Your Name, but I'm gonna call it Call Me by Your Dad's Name.
Oh, God.
It's gonna be the worst movie that ever happened.
Could always write the shingle.
I know. Well, it is a depository for terrible ideas, but
I never did follow up on that idea to write a shingles parody. It's a double parody for the herpes series, which would be totally like erotic shingles.
oh no. Oh dear. Well, maybe it's just as well these things don't happen. Maybe they should just live here on the Mimic Chess podcast.
We can't
Where
make
they
the movie for that.
Well, not without being arrested, probably, but I don't know. Given the way things are going, it's inevitable. Need to explore every dark facet of humanity and drag it screaming onto the page where Authors and Dragons listeners can enjoy it. Yeah, he had a thing he wanted to try. She wasn't into it. That's the end of the conversation.
Except it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, he could just kind of.
But she shut him down beautifully.
Yeah, no, that was artful.
Yeah.
But dangerous because he could have been like, oh my god, I've never come that hard.
Yeah, so let me ask you, girls like funny guys. It's like they're attractive. Humor is attractive. Does it go the reverse?
Fucking no one told me that.
Yeah,
Does it go the reverse?
this is a lie that women say, I think.
Are men attracted to funny women?
They're funny women?
Oh no! You jerk!
Well, now we've got that out of the way.
Look into my eye,
Now
Robert.
we've got that inevitable fucking reply out of the way. Yeah, look, of course it is. Why wouldn't you be attracted to somebody who makes you feel good? Unless they're laughing at you. Like, if they're like, nice dick, bozo. It's like, yeah, I don't like funny women anymore.
Yeah. That's a whole different level.
Here comes Mr. Clown Dick. No, but okay. So, but like,
I'm putting out my day in that.
Sarah Silverman.
That way you say when he disrobes and is walking toward you.
Well, looky here.
Here comes.
Hong Kong, give it isn't Mr. Clown Dick.
I guess the large shoes really do matter.
Yeah, I mean, if that logic holds up, I guess maybe Clown Dick's a compliment. I don't know. I've never fucked a clown.
Yet. Yeah, no, I was thinking like Sarah Silverman, Chelsea Handler, they're so abrasive and I guess are allegedly funny, arguably funny. But attractive? I don't know.
I like to think I'm reasonably funny, and in my relationship experience, that can become really fucking tedious really quickly. So I don't know how it works. Like, I'm attracted to you, but this is getting old now. Yeah. I don't know. Why wouldn't you be attracted to a funny woman unless she's being incredibly cruel about your clown dick?
Or I mean, this girl that we're talking about sounds funny.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
But
Right?
she's also deliberately making herself unattractive.
Yeah. Which again, a gamble. But
Well, yeah. I mean,
and she is being cruel about it.
But I think she won.
But she definitely won.
yeah,
Look,
fine.
who's the asshole in this scenario is like a different question to who won. She definitely won.
Yeah. Yeah, it was asshole-ish.
Yeah, he wasn't a complete asshole, but he was asshole-ish to not take her initial no as the answer. So
There's
but
that,
she's not the
and
asshole.
then and then he continued, the first time with the grandma thing, and he said, "Ooh,
Yeah.
that's gross. Don't do that." And she's like, "Well, how do you think I feel?" But then he kept at it.
Well, I don't know. Was that specified?
Yeah.
Did he keep
Yeah, I
after
think so,
the
'cause I
first
think there were
grandma
like
thing?
several rounds of this happening.
It's like if she did the grandma thing, you went, "Oh no, you're right, that's gross," and then she kept on doing it. It's like it's still hilarious. She still won, but maybe a bit unnecessary.
Well, no, because she did it the first time, and he said, "Ooh, that's gross," and she said, "Oh, here's how now you know how I feel." And then
All right, if he carried on doing it,
that was supposed to be the end, and then he carried on with the daddy thing.
Yeah,
Right,
if he carried on with
right.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
And then she
Okay.
did her third person. Do you like it when grandma does that?
yeah.
Oh man,
Well,
she
kind
sounds
of,
like a really
now.
cool person.
Right? I would date her.
She can be our friend. Anonymous woman that we don't know, if you're listening to this podcast, come on over to the Discord and be our buddy. We like you.
It seems like the perfect response. No, she's definitely not the asshole. He's definitely the yeah. You can't just press something after, it makes somebody else uncomfortable. No, not even if it's your birthday. But what a comeback! Brilliant. I kind of think she is the asshole, but in the best way. Like weaponized asshole, and it's like asshole judo.
I think maybe on your birthday.
Oh my god! If it was his birthday and he's just like he let it drop for like 8 months, and it's my birthday. Could he just like, oh, let grandma get the beads out?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's great. They're definitely not the shower couple.
I guess not.
No, they're an entirely new beast.
Well, I have one that also takes place in a bathroom.
Hooray!
So,
The couple toilets
so
again.
I'll jump in if that's
Please
okay.
do. It's not the best
No,
segue,
no,
but
no
we'll
couple
take it.
toilets. Thank God.
Please jump in.
I know, right? Okay, so the title is, Am I the asshole for doing weird or awkward poses whenever my mother-in-law accidentally walks in on me in the bathroom? So my mother-in-law came to stay with us for a few weeks while her home is being renovated. The problem is that she randomly walks in on me while I'm in the bathroom. Thankfully, not once has she seen me naked because I picked up on her behavior after the second time in the first week. She'd barge in, then turn and say, "Oh, sorry," and close the door. I tried talking to my husband about it, but he kept ignoring me, then said, "So what if she actually accidentally sees you naked? She's family." He seriously said that. We have a lock and I could have used it, but I have past trauma from the idea of locking or being locked in a room. So she doesn't want to use the lock, which, I'm sorry, we could get past that. But anyway, so I came up with this idea. I'd go inside the bathroom pretending to use it and wait for her to come, because honestly, it's deliberate at this point. When she accidentally barged in, she'd see me in a weird, awkward position, doing a ballet stand, standing on top of the toilet, or standing facing the wall with my hands up, fully clothed. I could see how awkward and weird this would be for her because she'd stand there for a few seconds trying to figure out what I
Oh,
was
no
doing.
fucking shit,
It was
lady.
hilarious at It was hilarious at first seeing her initial confusion, but then she complained to my husband that I was practicing
I
rituals in the
knew that was going to
bathroom.
happen. Of course, you're going to think
My
she's
husband called me
possessed. Of course.
My husband was livid. He called me childish, said I made his mom feel terrified and weirded out, and I should have acted maturely and locked the damn door instead of playing mind games. And in my opinion, no. I love what she did, and she too is my hero. So
Uh, I'm going to have to, like, okay, you can't lock the door. That's fine. But locks on the bathroom are there for a reason. And old people piss more. And she might just want to take a piss. And you're sitting there hovering above the sink like some fucking demonic possession. She probably pissed all right. She's probably moved on to the pens because of you. This is
I don't know. I mean, this can only accidentally happen, but so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're sharing a bathroom
Right.
with two other people and
Well,
there's
yeah.
no
I
lock on
mean,
the door.
it happens a couple of times. You learn to knock.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if I've ever knocked on my own bathroom because I assumed that an occupied bathroom will be locked.
Yeah, but I mean,
What I'm saying
how
is,
many times
there's
have
a
you walked in
chance-
on somebody
There's a
like that?
there's a chance that the mother-in-law here isn't just like trying to see her naked or peeing or something. And honestly, the fourth time you
there's
see
every
her
chance.
like in some weird crab position over the bath, wouldn't you just kind of like for your own sanity stop doing that? It's like if you had the choice of not being horrified by your possessed daughter-in-law, just desperately trying to explain to your son that his wife is host to a demon. You'd probably stop, if it was distressing enough. Maybe she just really needs to take a shit.
Yeah, but she's doing it every time the daughter-in-law goes in, so she's up to something. And it may very well be that she wants to see what her daughter-in-law has under her clothes, because some women are like that.
But the daughter-in-law is
But
like, what is she doing in the bathroom?
Going to the
Using
bathroom.
the
Hanging
bathroom.
out.
Well,
Sounds like she's a kind of.
yeah, no, she's
people
going in.
pee.
I feel like
Yeah, she's going in to use it, and the mother-in-law's whoop, right
I
after
feel like
her.
we have
So
a voyeur and a exhibitionist situation here, and that they both kind of are enjoying and fueling this
Yeah,
cycle.
absolutely. Well, here's the thing: is like if you saw her
Yeah.
peeing, like she's gonna have, that's kind of like, haha, okay, voyeur interest sated, I guess. I don't know. I don't barge on people peeing often. But
Yeah, because people lock your door.
yeah, because they locked the damn door. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like she was kind of just sort of hanging around in the bathroom, waiting to get. And at the end of it, she
Well, no,
definitely
she
was
is
doing
now.
it. I
Yeah,
think she was
she
doing
is
it
now.
before. Just kind of hanging out in the
I don't know.
bathroom.
She's got 3 solutions. One, of course, you get over your trauma, lock the door. 2, lean into the ritual thing. Get candles and like fake blood and whatever. Just really go for it.
If you
Or instead of the stupid poses or whatever, just have a sign that says, "Please stop walking in on me on the bathroom," and wait for her holding that.
or just write it on marker pen on your naked ass.
There you go.
Or leave the door open.
Just leave the door open. Just shout, "I'm taking a shit."
Yeah, in my house, we just, if the door is closed, then someone is using the bathroom. And if the door is open, obviously you can see that nobody's using the bathroom. And you just, if the door's closed, you leave them alone. But
Well,
I don't know.
that's actually kind of like, I like to move through the world unseen, like a vampire ghost. And when I was sharing a house with 3 guys, sometimes the bathroom door would be closed. And I'd be like, I can't possibly try to lock, in case I go in and accidentally see them naked, and that would be awkward. So then I'd just kind of sit and wait, and then I'd figure out that 3 guys were sort of not in the bathroom, and no one was in the bathroom, and I'd piss myself for no reason. So
Wow.
You could knock.
Yeah, you could knock.
I could, but then they'd know
I'm
where
coming
I
up with all
am.
kinds of solutions.
Yeah, you could knock the door, you could lock the door. I honestly, weird poses seems a little bit 0 to 60, to be honest. It seems like there's a
I
lot of
think
middle
it's
ground.
hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I do too. Yes.
I mean, it's absolutely hilarious.
I mean, I could see it. She reached her limit and she's like, fine, you're going to walk in. I'm going to show you something and not what you think you're going to see. So walk in and I'm
But
going,
let's not
"Woo!"
forget, she is hanging around in the bathroom all day, like some weird kind of toilet vampire, dangling from the shower curtain
She's
and hissing, waiting for her mother-in-law to walk in. It's like, again, she's one, but she's definitely the asshole here.
No, she's going. It's the mother-in-law that's lying in wait. The mother-in-law goes, she's in the bathroom. Here I go.
Yeah, the
It's
mother-in-law's
the
like
idea.
hiding behind the armoire, waiting for her to go in the bathroom.
It's just like a fucking
Yep.
Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner situation, but worse than you could ever possibly imagine.
She's waiting and watching, thinking, all right, this is how long it takes to unbutton a shirt. Now I should probably unzipping. And, oh, excuse me.
I mean, that's a ludicrous assumption, which might be true, but likely isn't. But what's definitely true is she's hanging around in the bathroom all day just to freak out an old lady.
Have you ever been in a, well, obviously, when you're in a public restroom, yeah, and you
Sometimes.
get like a single bathroom and somebody knocks, and if the door is locked or whatever,
Yeah,
and
it's fucking awful.
and you don't know what to say. What do you say? Do you have like a go-to?
I'm trying to concentrate.
I say just a minute.
Ocupado.
So, there you go. That'll do.
Can't really
Yeah, I
say
mean, bathroom
"Who's
etiquette
there?"
can be stressful enough
Come in.
without
Come
bringing
in.
demon
That's an option. I'm posing.
Gave it the office.
Enter. Oh, you wouldn't want to do a Picard, would you? Somebody knocks on the toilet door and you go, "Come." The wrong time to do that.
The ritual is almost done.
Yeah, really, some creepy chanting going on.
What she should do is just get a realistic looking dildo, put on some boxer shorts, hang out the front, and when she comes in, says, "Is this what you want to see? Is this what you want to see, mother-in-law?" And if she can also rig it so she can somehow piss on the floor while she's doing that. I'd say that's like a lot of special effects involved, but still less effort than what she's doing now.
May I
Which is
call you Grandma?
Right?
Oh my god. That's the most frightening thing you've ever said on this podcast.
That's perfect.
I mean, it is hilarious. It is brilliant. And I do want to shake that woman's hand, but I think she is the asshole in this scenario.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm
But I
giving
think
it to
the
the
mother-in-law's
mother-in-law.
the asshole too.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the. I mean, if she's telling the truth, I don't have a problem with what she's doing. She's doing a goofy, funny thing. That's far better than how I would have handled the situation.
If they're both keeping themselves entertained with this ridiculous game of cat and mouse, then I guess nobody's the asshole. But
I'm going with the mother-in-law.
Mother-in-laws are notoriously catty and mean. So
I'm not
could
allowed
be.
to say that because that would be sexist.
In-laws
Oh.
are notoriously catty and
That's
mean.
why we're here.
I only know that I've never had a father-in-law try to watch me piss, so. Or a mother-in-law, to be fair. I'm going to go for everyone in this situation is a bizarre asshole.
I think that the mother-in-law was the asshole first. And so the daughter-in-law gave her an asshole response, and I'm happy with that.
I don't know. I still think there's a real possibility that maybe she just wants to pee and wasn't expecting this fucking amount of escalation. Which, to be fair, why would you?
How many times
Before it's
could
suspicious.
you walk in on this person, like accidentally?
How many times is she saying you do it? Are we going to take the word of somebody who hangs around in the toilet, possibly for hours, in a weird pose, wearing a fucking tutu, just to get one over on a mother-in-law? I feel sorry for the husband. It's like they're both going to her. It's like the mum's like, I think your daughter's possessed. And then he's talking to his wife. He's like, sorry, I'm not making dinner tonight. I've got other plans.
I love how you've taken this to such an extreme. Just a mother-in-law behaving badly, and now it's like
I'm taking it to an extreme.
Yes, you did. Oh man.
See, yeah, Steve, you're taking
Oh,
for
I
granted
see.
that she's spending hours in there.
So-
I'm thinking the way she's presenting this is that she doesn't need to spend hours because, 10 seconds after she goes in there, she barely has time to strike a pose before mom-in-law is opening the door with a pair of
That's it.
He
binoculars.
barely has time to get the sacrificial dagger out before the mother-in-law in camo paint sneaks across the carpet.
All she needs to do is get her partner to shower with her.
Dexterously.
Have the mother-in-law busted.
Just one day off, one day on.
You know what? That's how I'd solve this. I'd say, all right, okay. All right, husband, maybe you think I am a weirdo for spending 3 hours a day hiding in a laundry hamper. But here's what we're going to do. You're going to go into the bathroom. I'm going to follow you in after 10 minutes. And then your mother-in-law will appear like a fucking genie. Trust me. And if she can prove that, then I will come down on the side of the mother-in-law is the asshole. But until that experiment has been done, no progress is being made by this weird pose thing. It's making a bad situation worse.
I'm fine with that.
What pose would you do? Walk like an Egyptian.
I was thinking she was doing like cool Spider-Man stuff.
I would just stand in the corner facing the wall. Just make it really fucking uncomfortable. And I'd be nude. And I'd write, is this what you want? In marker pen on my ass.
I need some dexterous exfoliation.
And then I'd stand like that for 3 hours until my mother-in-law tried the unlocked bathroom door. And then I'd be like to my husband, you see? You see? And he'd rightly divorce me as a fucking maniac.
Oh dear.
Yeah, apparently in the comments everybody's saying the husband is the asshole.
How the fuck is he the
What the
asshole?
hell did he do?
Jesus Christ. He was sitting there waiting in the other bathroom and like no one's coming in. That's his only crime. Oh, somehow it's the fucking husband's fault. I tell you what, if we're leaning into sexist stereotypes, yeah, that fucking tracks.
I'm
All right.
inviting I'm inviting all of these people over to dinner and feeding them laxatives.
Oh man.
Somebody said that they would be even pettier. They would draw something weird on the mirror in lipstick and stand within view of the mirror so that when the mother-in-law looks in, she sees the reflection and smile very creepy and say, "I've been waiting for you."
I'd be genuinely surprised if she hasn't already done that. But oh yeah, can you imagine a kind of Cluedo style dinner party with these people? Ah, let's not imagine
Okay.
that. Let's move on. Bevan, what did you get for us in your 10 seconds of research?
Now, are we doing? Are we only doing one each, or are we going to get around to two? Because
We might
if we're
get
only
a couple
doing one,
more.
I wanna. All right. Well, then I'll just let's see. Do I want to choose? Do I want to gamble? Yeah, I'll gamble. All right. I didn't read this one. I just looked at the title.
Oh no, mate. It's never as
No.
interesting as the title.
Wait,
Well, here's what.
It's
Here's
gonna
what.
be grandma's pie, isn't it?
Well, it's something about grandma.
Uh-oh. We cannot say grandma's pie anymore on this podcast. I'm sorry.
grandma. Wink,
That's
wink.
been ruined for me. All the fucking waste of time ones I wrote about Thanksgiving. Grandma wanted me to try a pie and I didn't. Am I the asshole? It's like, no, you've ruined that for me. Now it's become weird and sexual.
All right. Well, I chose this one purposely without reading it because I thought it's one of those. The title is too loaded.
Bevan, don't
What?
try to pass off your lack of preparedness as a fucking comedic artistic genius.
All right. Even if I was going to prepare, I probably still wouldn't have looked at this one.
Okay, I'll take your word for
All right.
Say, I
Anyway.
now know what Bevan sounded like in high school.
it.
You know what I
Well,
look
Miss
like too.
Johnson, you see.
If I did read the book, here's the report I would have wrote.
All right. Am I the asshole for offering to help an old lady? No.
Oh, I think I've
I
seen
picked
this
that
one.
because
And it's a boring one.
Is it a boring one?
Yeah.
Because I was really hoping
No.
that he was going to help her,
Sexually.
achieve an orgasm. No?
No, that's
Shucks.
not how it works out, mate.
No.
Basically, the gist of this is he goes to help a 95-year-old woman get something off the shelf. And the woman's like, oh, do I look
Oh,
like I need
yeah.
help? He's like, yes, you're 95. If you if you
all
reach
right.
for that and break your hip, society has to pay for it. So just take the fucking win. So,
right,
I hate to
fine.
fast
I'll go with the
forward
other
for
one.
it. He's not the asshole. The old
yeah.
lady is.
Well, that's fun too. All right, then. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend his cancer isn't that serious?
Oh God.
Fuck.
There we go.
I think we could probably
That was
can
easy.
probably skip that one, right? Just like
Well,
skip
what
to the
kind is it?
end. You call that a
Ah.
cancer, pussy?
It's only a
Jesus.
finger.
You've got 9 more.
Jesus. Do we really need to explore that one, or can we just?
I don't know. Hey,
No,
I mean,
yeah, no, give us some details.
all
Do we
right.
want
That's
to-
kind of a
Yeah.
long one.
Oh,
All right.
oh my God! Why is it?
Just give us the highlight.
I wasn't that careful reading it. Let's see. Yada yada yada. All right. My cousin, 32 female, told me 25 female that she recently lost her twin pregnancy due to it being ectopic. She's 3 kids with her abusive ex-husband, and she finally met a good guy who settled down with him a couple of years after living with her ex. I don't see where. All right. I told my boyfriend, 26 male, and he said that my cousin is fine and that she didn't lose anything. Ooh. He mentioned that she already has children and used it as a point to imply that her situation is somehow diminished because she already hit the goal of having kids. To his credit, her words, not
Hit the
mine.
goal.
To his credit, he said some stuff about the removal was needed to save her life and generically discussed it in a medical sense. He works in the medical field. Certain things he
his
said
credit.
just lacked compassion and didn't sit that well with me at all. I've tried many different ways to show he was being callous, telling me he needed to see things from a human point of view and that, yes, this may be just another Monday for him, but it's life altering for someone else. All right, yada, 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 and then he gets cancer. All right. And here's where I might be the asshole. Earlier this year, he learned that he had a particular type of cancer. He was an absolute champ and was so brave about everything. He caught it early and had the affected body part removed. The surgery was likely curative, but he did one round of chemo just in case again, and chemotherapy, yada, 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 yada. Caught it super early. Chemo is still rough. He refused to listen to my logic and see my point of view with regards to my cousin, so I flipped the scenario. I told him that he's okay and he didn't lose anything. Exact words he used when he spoke about my cousin. In fact, she misspelled lose in both.
Yeah,
I
loose.
don't know.
Yeah, people keep doing
Yeah.
that these days. So really, there is no hope for humanity.
They do.
Because he had one round of chemo and he can survive just
There
fine
isn't.
without the body part he had to remove. I told him that other people had it worst, wrong, and he shouldn't make such a big deal about it. He got mad and told me I'm minimizing his struggles and refuses to talk to me until I apologize. I even attached a pic of his social media bio where he had cancer survivor and some other cancer related inspirational stuff. I told him I didn't mean any of that and I just wanted to show him exactly what he sounded like when he was talking about my cousin. All right. Yeah, that was long.
All
Okay.
right. Well,
Yeah.
okay. If you're going to say someone like, oh well, you'd think differently if you had cancer and then they get cancer, then is the time to shut the fuck up.
Then the time to say, aha!
Ha ha!
So
Now
like,
who's laughing? Not
she
you,
wants-
cancer
or-
boy.
the poster OP wanted to be an asshole about the cancer because the dude was an asshole about somebody else's
Yeah.
ectopic pregnancy in the
Hmm.
past. That's not how karma
Right.
works, though.
It's like if you had a homophobic black friend and then you were really racist to them. It's like you're still an asshole. It doesn't matter what
Right.
point you're trying to fucking prove.
Yeah, if you want the universe to get him back, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, there are better ways to teach someone empathy than being callous to them when they're diagnosed with a horrible disease. What a fucking depressing choice, Ben.
Well, she did wait till he got through it. You know, it wasn't like as soon as he was diagnosed, she said, "Aha!"
They're at the grave site. Ha ha! I guess
So I think she
that
kind
bad.
of she came in with some strong energy, but very misdirected.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, we read these and all these stories, and 9 times out of 10, I'm going, "Why are you people still together?" You know,
Yeah.
like because they sound like they hate each other.
Well,
Yeah, I think I would have been gone after he said, eh, "So your friend had some babies die. Big deal."
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
the end.
Yep. That would be it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's an asshole in this scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not a good person for like, you see? Take that. Previously non-cancer having person. It's like, oh no, not a great look. But
Yeah.
right, I've got a weird one. Moving
Wow.
swiftly on.
Let's go. Weird is
I'm
good.
only reading this because I've read a paragraph of it and it sounds like a really weird horror story. And I don't know why. It's just the way it's worded. Am I the asshole? Yelled at my family for messing up podcast.
My son just
It even
came
sounds
in.
like...
I was like,
yeah, it's pertinent, and I'm already sympathetic to this guy. But he sounds like he's written this like in the style of Rorschach from Watchmen. So he's like, I've been making pods for the last few months. My sister and her girlfriend have been poking fun at it. At first laughing at my subscriber numbers and how many people actually watched. And then just laughing. Over the last few months, more people have been watched. I joined a larger channel at 5K over the last few months. We've grown to 10K. My sister, plus girlfriend, are staying here with my mom and I. I reminded them on Tuesday and once again last night, when the shows were to laughter. Halfway through my pod, people are asking if someone was scratching during the last 30 minutes. It was my family whispering. It was getting me too.
Oh.
I finish the pod and say, That was fucking awful. Could you all stop talking or go somewhere else's room for only 5 minutes till the next pod? Laughter from my sister and girlfriend. I repeat, show is about to start. Go to someone's room. More laughing. My sister mentions that since I live with my mom, I have no right to say what to do. I told her that since I gave her $12,000 2 years ago, she has no right to tell me anything, especially since I've seen none of it. She then starts to compare me to our uncle and continues to laugh at me. I hear her girlfriend telling her to stop and to just leave while still poking fun. I yelled downstairs at them that I'm done and leaving and cancelled my podcast because I was in an awful mood and couldn't take the show. Not to mention they are still laughing and whispering smart comments. I go downstairs and talk to my mom. She says she doesn't want to be involved. She understands both sides.
Mom!
I tell her that I don't understand how she can. They've been poking fun at my show for weeks, and they don't take it seriously and ruin the show and money I make from it. And we're comfortable doing it again. She says that she was in shock that the argument came out of such an easily fixed issue. She mentioned how I could have handled it better. I agree, I could have used better words, but I'm mad and upset. I don't think we should be focusing on my tone, instead of how they treat me and make fun of me. I come back and make an immature joke, asking her if she's talked to Dumb and Dumber yet. And she says, don't bring that back in here, or something to that extent. Extent is the wrong word. I respond with, funny how you can stand up for people now. She says she's not defending anyone, and another fight has begun. I explain that I feel like no one is listening, that I take this show seriously and no one else is. I'm getting laughed at and made fun of. Yet all we talk about is my tone and creating drama. She says I don't know the conversation she's had with my sister. I agree with her that I don't, but I've yet to hear her say that she understands where I'm coming from, or that my sister was wrong for that, or even I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Instead, she goes to, I can't believe you're attacking me now too. I'm genuinely surprised that this Am I the Asshole didn't wind up with a murder. I was convinced he was going to kill his sister, and it didn't happen.
Your tone makes me picture this velvet smoking jacket ascot, like with a quill. Like,
I know, but the guy's clearly 13 years old.
does it say his age?
Yeah, where'd he get that $12,000 to load his sister?
I think the mum gave him $12,000, and he hasn't seen any of it because he's 13. But
Yeah, I was going to say
I'm
they
quite-
all sound like 8-year-olds, except where does an 8-year-old get money to give to anybody? So I don't know.
It's great because you start out thinking about like, oh, here's a grown man with a problem, and it's like, oh no, it's an 8-year-old with a podcast with 5,000 listeners. So fair play to him.
Yeah. Move out.
There's a,
Doesn't matter how old you are.
You got that podcast money.
That's
there's a
sweet,
proper
sweet.
way to deal with your family members that are interrupting your podcast. And when I'm on video, you can see it every once in a while. Live, it'll look like this.
Right?
Yeah, but you have children who are easily intimidated by your ability to kick them out of your home. But this is a sister, and everybody knows sisters are evil. And
Yeah, they're really, really enjoying. Like,
they're really, the sister and his girlfriend are having a hell of a fucking time.
And the more he complains, the better they like it.
He's doing his
Yeah.
podcast on fucking whatever it is, 13-year-old. He's doing his Pokemon podcast. The fucking loser. But
He
You
needs
know.
to make it a bit to
Yeah.
embrace
yeah,
the
or
chaos.
invite them to join up.
incorporate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Guys, my jerk sister and her girlfriend are making fun of the fact that I'm trying to
Was it
have
his girlfriend or her girlfriend?
her girlfriend.
Okay.
I'm trying to have a serious conversation about Pokemons here. Yeah, you
Big-
make them the
big
bad
money.
guy. People,
Yeah.
Actually, we laugh at that, but if we had a serious Pokemon podcast, we'd probably have 5,000 listeners and a sister making fun of me. No, that's exactly what we'd have. But my sister doesn't live with me anymore, so I can take it. Not going to ruin the podcast is the point I'm making.
if there'd been podcasts when we were kids, my sister would probably have been. She's younger, but she'd have been the one that would come in and bother me and go, "What you doing? What you doing? What you doing?" And laugh.
Well, we used to do the.
But I knew how to lock doors, so.
Did anyone used to do the fake DJ thing where you had a music tape? You
Oh,
record
yeah,
yourself
yeah.
as a DJ and introduce the
Oh.
songs.
No.
Well, my brother definitely fucking crushed that. So deal with it, kid. But at the same time, yes, your sister is definitely the asshole in this scenario, and your mum as well.
Yeah.
You could be a bit more supportive. 5,000 listeners—that's nothing to fucking sneeze at.
I don't know.
No, it's
I
not,
mean,
not especially not that young.
I think the sister and her girlfriend, why are they giving him so much attention? I think they're enjoying it, and he's missing an opportunity to incorporate them in here, and he's got to be a little bit of the asshole too. He sounds like kind of an asshole.
He sounds like a child, and all children are assholes.
Yeah.
And why is he not doing it, in his room behind, again, locked door? But
I don't know. I don't know if like a 12-year-old has a lock on his door,
Mm-hmm.
and he's probably 12.
He's got that 12
Or-
grand.
His mum's got 12.
or
Buy a
well,
lock.
I'm thinking, maybe they just have one computer that's for the whole family, and so it has to be in a central location. and
Well,
that's why he's stuck. But
I don't know. He's just lucky he's not got a mother-in-law charging in trying to see him naked. And he shouldn't be recording a
Right?
podcast naked anyway. But
especially not making weird poses.
yeah, he sounds like a teenager with an older sister.
Yeah.
And the mum probably does not give a shit. And he just wants to make a podcast, and they're making fun of him. But the original, I thought this was funny because it starts out sounding like the diary of a vigilante about to snap.
It
But he
does.
doesn't snap. He's quite reasonable. He just complains to the authority
Not
figure
yet.
who ignores him. Yeah, the next am I the asshole from him is like, I murdered my entire family with an axe. Am I the asshole? And you know what? He might not be. So
I think what separates him from an asshole would be a manifesto. If he, wrote one of those and posted it somewhere, then we'd have some
unless he's
issues.
sitting in his room and going, and welcome to my I Hate Women Manifesto podcast. In which case, that's fine. It should be interrupted and poetically by his older sister and her girlfriend. But we don't know that. It could have been a Pokemon podcast.
It's probably a Pokemon.
It's probably a
Yeah,
Pokemon card.
probably.
I'd like to think it was. So yeah, my vote is that he's not the asshole. He's just a podcaster.
It's
The
just a
best
kid.
kind of people who deserve the most sympathy and subscriptions and likes and comments
And shares.
and Patreon subscribers.
Yes. I agree. He's not the asshole. He's just a little brother.
Yeah, he's just a little brother.
Which means he probably is an asshole.
Yeah, he's probably an asshole. But not in this specific
An
scenario.
asshole, sure.
Just, yeah.
But not
In
the
this,
asshole.
yeah, in this respect.
Wellington, that was a nice deep dive into the murky world of Reddit. People having ridiculous problems that don't really matter and turning it to the internet to mock and deride them publicly. Is that justice? I don't think so, but I don't make the
So
rules.
we are the sister and the girlfriend.
Yeah, we are the asshole,
These
Bevan.
people are yes.
But that's the same conclusion for every podcast we do. It's no surprise to our listenership. We never pretended otherwise. In
I think
fact,
I'm the grandma.
oh my
Oh
god.
God. Can I call you that?
Oh, let's not make this too weird. Let's save that for another mimic. Oh, that was
Oh,
there was some colourful characters there. I'd like to have them all over for dinner one day. They were all assholes, but you know what? I like them. So this has been quite a positive internet experience for me, which you don't often get. So I hope that you, the listener, also enjoyed listening to the problems of ludicrous people. And maybe take a look at your own ludicrous lives and take a moment to enjoy it. And ask yourself, are you the asshole? Probably. Definitely. And we'll see you next time on A Mimic Chest. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, friends.
hi.